It's been a bit of a roller coaster of a season, hasn't it? With the losses we got on the bounce, and now we've come back from that, and then Leinster, which is a big crush for the boys, especially in the back of the Six Nations, of which we had a lot of boys in that. So for them to say bounce back but find form, really, because it was always in them that quickly, is a testament to the kind of the players they are, and yeah, the respect I have for them to be able to do that, really.
Also Mike Rhodes, after what really has just become a multitude of issues. Oh dear! Pass thrown there, which was dropped and picked up by Maitland. Now can he find support here? Brad Barrett with a little bit of a fumble, but he still kept it up. And for Gallo it is, who goes in.
During that period since then, people talk a lot about the tries. The last 4 games, there's been 40 plus tries scored, but in those 4 games, the second half have been no points conceded. As a forwards and defence coach, how do you see that? Why do you feel that?
Very pleasing, Cam. Very pleasing. I think it's taken us 40 minutes to really get into our stride defensively when we play these last few teams. All teams who can play with width, and they've caught us out early doors, haven't they, really? And the other thing being that teams tend not to play any tight rugby against us early on, or overplay against us early on, so potentially you can fall or get lured into a trap where when you do happen to defend, you're not quite as switched on as you would normally be, where you're defending a lot, do you know what I mean? So every game that we've played in the second half where teams have to run and run more, we seem to be more switched on to that fact, as opposed to the first half where it's generally us having the lion's share of possession, and when we've had to defend, it's been few and far between. So you're not quite as alert on it, as alive as you would be when you know you've got to defend for long periods of time. So that's one thing, our mentality. And secondly, you never can really replicate, I guess, the pace, the speed, the physicality of a Saturday during the week. And sometimes it takes you a while to grow into that, but certainly we know against Wasps that we have to be on it from the off.
Working with Ian Peel throughout the year, have you seen improvements in the way that the team have defended, and you know, you've seen your the things that you do in training implemented on the field a bit more as the season have gone across?
I guess we've tried to get more of a balance this year from where we were last year, and I've said it a few times. I went away with Shawsey and Peely to do some personal development in the summer to New Zealand, and looking at the stats, we were ahead by 100 points last year in terms of points conceded, right? And yet we didn't score as many tries as Exeter or Wasps, so we said there was an imbalance there in terms of what we do and how that transfers into tries scored and tries conceded. So we've evened up the balance in terms of training this year, so it's more of an equal ratio, and I think you can see that reflected in the points difference this year, where we've scored the most tries thus far, but we've still conceded the least. So I think we've conceded 4 less than Exeter, but scored, I think, about 8 more than anyone else. So it's a much better balance to have, and I think it probably suits our game and the boys in terms of what they want to do and how they want to play.